Alright, picture this. I hop into Roblox thinking I'm going to spend maybe 20 minutes checking out steal a Brainrot, collect a few characters, laugh at whatever cursed creature the community cooked up this week, and then leave. Instead, I end up stumbling across what might be the newest Brainrot in the entire game, and the whole experience felt like I accidentally walked into some classified government experiment disguised as a Roblox server. Every single time I think this game has officially reached its limit, somebody manages to invent something even more ridiculous. At this point, I don't even think the developers sleep anymore. They probably close their eyes and immediately dream about creating another character with 12 legs, a microwave for a head, and the voice of somebody screaming into a toaster. That's the only explanation left. So naturally, I had to investigate. I wasn't about to let the newest Brainrot exist without figuring out exactly what it was, how people were getting it, why everybody in the server was losing their minds over it, and whether it was worth the chaos. The moment I loaded into the game, chat was already exploding. Half the server kept typing the same name over and over again. Nobody explained anything. They were treating this thing like some mythical creature that only appears during a full moon while somebody plays recorder music in the background. One guy claimed he had seen it once. Another swore he owned 3 of them. Then somebody else immediately called him a liar. 5 seconds later everybody was arguing. Welcome to Roblox. Nothing unusual there. Naturally, my curiosity shot through the roof because whenever players refuse to explain something, it usually means one of 2 things. Either they're trolling, or there's genuinely something insane happening. Either way, I'm interested. So I started asking questions. Nobody answered. Instead, somebody walked directly in front of me, dropped a Brainrot worth more money than my entire collection combined, stared at me for 3 seconds, and left the game. No explanation. No words. Just emotional damage. That felt personal. At that point I knew I wasn't leaving until I figured this out. I started checking every single conveyor belt, every shop upgrade, every spawn location, and every random corner of the map. If there was even a tiny clue hiding somewhere, I was going to find it. The weird thing about Steal a Brainrot is how fast everything changes. One day everybody is chasing one character. The next day nobody even remembers it exists because something newer showed up. The economy inside this game changes faster than people change their Roblox avatars. One update lands and suddenly the thing everybody spent hours grinding for becomes yesterday's news. That's exactly why finding the newest Brainrot matters so much. If you're early enough, everybody wants it. Everybody talks about it. Everybody tries stealing it. It's basically the celebrity of the server for about 5 minutes before another update replaces it with something even stranger. While I was searching, I noticed something interesting. Every high-level player kept hanging around one specific area. At first I thought they were AFK. Then I realized they were waiting. Waiting for something to spawn. That immediately got my attention because experienced players don't waste time unless there's something valuable coming. So naturally, I joined them. We stood there for what felt like forever. Nothing happened. Somebody started dancing. Somebody else pulled out a boombox. One player kept jumping in circles like they were trying to summon ancient spirits through Roblox physics. Then suddenly chat exploded. Everybody started moving at the exact same time. I had absolutely no clue what was happening, so I did the only logical thing. I followed the crowd. If 50 players all sprint in one direction simultaneously, they're either running toward treasure or away from disaster. Either way, you should probably join them. We all reached this area, and then there it was. The newest Brainrot. The second I saw it, I immediately understood why everyone was freaking out. This thing looked like somebody combined every internet meme from the last 6 months into one single character. The design somehow made perfect sense while making absolutely no sense at all. Every angle revealed another detail I hadn't noticed before. The animations were ridiculous. The sound effects somehow made it even funnier. Whoever designed this thing clearly woke up one morning and decided logic wasn't invited anymore. The funniest part was watching the server react. Nobody stayed calm. Players immediately started throwing offers around. Trades popped up everywhere. People were chasing anyone who owned one. I even saw 2 players arguing over who had spotted it first, like they were competing to discover a new planet. Meanwhile, I'm standing there trying to figure out whether this thing is supposed to be adorable, terrifying, or both at the same time. Somehow it managed all 3. Of course, seeing it wasn't enough. I needed one for myself. That's where the suffering began. Getting your hands on the newest Brainrot is never simple. If it were easy, everybody would already have it. Instead, the game turned into an obstacle course filled with players trying to steal everything that wasn't nailed down. Every time I thought I had a clear path, somebody appeared out of nowhere like they'd been hiding behind a tree waiting specifically for me. I swear some of these players have sixth senses. The moment your Brainrot becomes valuable, they magically know your exact location. I don't know if they're using strategy or if they're psychic. Either option is terrifying. I finally managed to get close enough to claim one, and right before I reached it, another player flew past me at the speed of light and grabbed it first. I sat there staring at my screen in complete disbelief. That's the Roblox equivalent of standing in line for an hour and watching the last slice of pizza disappear right before it's your turn. Pain. Pure pain. But I wasn't giving up. If somebody else could get one, so could I. The next attempt went a little better. I knew where to stand. I knew when it spawned. I knew which direction people usually approached from. Everything was lining up perfectly. Then somebody distracted me in chat asking if I wanted to trade. I looked away for exactly 1 second. 1 second. By the time I looked back, another player had already claimed it. I don't even know who they were. They appeared, stole my dreams, and vanished into the crowd like a professional magician. At that point I started wondering if the game itself was trolling me personally. Eventually, luck finally landed on my side. Another spawn happened. Everybody rushed forward. Chaos broke out. Somehow I slipped through the crowd, clicked at exactly the right moment, and there it was. Mine. Finally. After all that running around, confusion, and emotional damage, I finally owned the newest Brainrot. The victory lasted approximately 12 seconds before somebody immediately tried stealing it. That's steal a Brainrot for you. Success is temporary. Panic is permanent. I immediately started defending my base like my entire future depended on it. Suddenly every stranger became suspicious. Somebody walking nearby? Suspicious. Somebody jumping near my conveyor? Extremely suspicious. Somebody saying hello? Definitely suspicious. Trust nobody. The game teaches you that lesson pretty quickly. What surprised me most wasn't even the value of the Brainrot. It was how quickly the community figured out new strategies around it. Within minutes players had already optimized routes, calculated the best upgrades, figured out the fastest farming methods, and posted clips everywhere showing off their collections. Roblox communities work at unbelievable speed. You barely finish reading the update log before somebody has already written a complete guide explaining every mechanic. It's honestly impressive. While experimenting with the newest Brainrot, I started noticing little details that made it even cooler. The animations had tiny references hidden throughout them. The sounds matched the ridiculous personality perfectly. Even the way players reacted whenever they saw one added to the experience. You could almost tell who was new because they'd stop moving completely the first time they spotted it. Veterans would instantly start calculating how to steal it instead. Different priorities. The funniest encounter happened when another player walked into my base pretending to be friendly. They complimented my collection. They asked how long I'd been playing. They told me they respected the grind. I knew something felt off immediately because nobody in Steal a Brainrot is that polite without an agenda. Sure enough, the second I looked away they sprinted straight toward my newest Brainrot. Nice try. I caught them before they escaped, and they immediately typed worth a shot in chat. I respected the honesty. At least they admitted it. That's more than most players do. One thing I've learned from playing this game is that updates completely reshape the experience overnight. Suddenly everybody changes strategies. Values shift. Characters explode in popularity. New memes appear out of nowhere. The newest Brainrot instantly became the center of attention because everybody wanted to be the first person in their friend group to own one. It's the digital version of showing up with the newest gadget before anyone else has even heard about it. Everybody wants a look. Everybody wants to know how you got it. Everybody secretly wants to take it from you. Even after finally collecting it, I kept watching the server because the reactions were honestly entertaining. Every few minutes another player would discover it for the first time. You'd see them stop moving completely. Then they'd run over to inspect it. Then they'd open the trade menu. It happened over and over again. The cycle never ended. That's part of what makes Steal a Brainrot fun. The community creates almost as much entertainment as the game itself. Watching players panic, celebrate, argue, negotiate, and accidentally sabotage themselves is half the experience. By the end of the session I realized something funny. I originally logged on expecting a quick visit. Instead, I spent hours chasing one single Brainrot because curiosity completely took over. That's probably the biggest strength of this game. There's always another update. Another character. Another mystery. Another reason to log back in. Every time you think you've seen everything, somebody introduces another completely absurd creation that somehow becomes the biggest topic in the community. The newest Brainrot is easily one of the funniest additions I've seen in a long time. The design is memorable, the reactions are hilarious, and the hunt for it turns every server into complete chaos. Whether you're collecting them, stealing them, defending them, or desperately trying to understand what you just witnessed, there's never a dull moment. I went into the game expecting a normal session. I walked out with one of the strangest experiences I've had on Roblox in weeks. And judging by how quickly the developers keep pumping out updates, I already know this won't stay the newest Brainrot for long. Somewhere out there, another even more cursed creation